this video we will learn how to let's refactor this code a little bit to somewhat readable and also learn about middleware. So all these functions which we have written, all these routes, we can, if you see this whole is a function which we can remove from here. Let us remove all this and create a new function, something called const get all tours. Now replace that function here simply. So now after calling this route, just call this get all tours. Similarly for post, where is this post? I think it has, okay, I have little bit pushed it down here. So similarly control X and define above, which should globally you can access, so that const posting means nothing but creating, right? Let us create tour. Const create tour equal to that function you can paste, and simply I just from remove from here and paste above below this get away post and that create tour. Similarly patch, remove all this function. Let's create a function here, something like const update tour. Okay, let's paste this function here, and below here after this patch just write here update tour. You can call the function. Similarly delete, just control X and create a function delete tour and call that function below inside the delete route, delete tour. And this is parsing your we can also remove this and create like const something called get only one tour, right? So get tour, just simply get tour. See, same it is working same as before. I will control 7, and if I go here into our old get data and click send, sorry that URL is wrong, my bad. Let me copy paste this URL again. Of course we need to mention our port name 127.0.0.1, 127.0.0.1 colon, or using our port name 3000. So paste it and again send. Of course it is giving error. Why? Because we have mentioned double roots, double slash, that is why. Now see, status success and number of tours 9. Simply we are getting all the tours. That means our code is working same as before. But we can still modify these routes, because if you see these two functions are using same route, and these three functions are using same route. So we can still modify it as app dot route. You can mention the route which you want to use, just control C, and after this route simply just, if you want to call get API, then get off get all tours. Then after that you can directly call here post of create tour. It will look simple. See, app.get and app.post. You can remove this now. Similarly, all these three functions are using same route. So below app.route, you can give the route name. Just copy paste. After that, whatever methods you want to call, patch for suppose, patch of update tour dot delete of update tour, then delete of, then get of get tour. Sorry, get tour it is. Okay, now this is also similar to below ones. Similar, just for a little bit understanding, I'm just in creating code into readable format. See, now if I save and if I go to our postman and this time I want to go to for suppose patch. I clicked on patch. If I send the data, see it will working as same response 200. Okay, this is a readable format like main how to use this express routes using get post or any methods you can directly use when they have same route URL you can say. So now what is middleware? Middleware is nothing but from request to response in the middle whatever the process is happening, that is middleware. Request response cycle in between, that is the middleware. To in fact we have already used that middleware using this app.use of express. This is nothing but one middleware which we are using to access the request body, right? So similarly, if you use this to use the middleware, for suppose if you want to uh, call this route which you want to call uh, delete to why it is not highlighted. Of course we have not used that. Okay, let us use here delete to. Okay, coming to our middleware. Now whatever, for suppose I want to call any function between this get all tools, then you can use that middleware function so that those functions will be called in between before calling this get all tools. So let us use, for example, to use any middleware just you need to use app.use. That's it, app.use. If you use this, then inside you can give your own function to create your own middleware. For example, I will give you an arrow function. I will write an arrow function which will have, of course, request and response, and the middleware will have another argument called next. You can name it anything like X or Y or Z, but this is a standard conventional name so that it is easy to understand anyone who will read your code. Of course, request response you can also name anything, but it is a readable format or standard convention. This next, for example, I want console log something like, hey, this is middleware. Now, if I save it, or of course, you should use this next stop function. If you don't use this next stop, your request response cycle will end here, like it will stuck here. It won't go till response. It will go start from request, it will come here and it will stuck here if you won't write this next stop. If you write this next stop, it will go to next middleware. Of course this is also a middleware, request dot app dot route, this is also a middleware. till you send response. This is the end of the cycle. So till here it will flow from in between. All these are middlewares. If I save it now and let me go to here, get data, and let me send again. See, if I go to console, see, hey, this is middleware. That means this middleware is accessing in between when you are calling any API. So we can use this. For example, I will create another middleware similar request, response, and next. We can give like some request dot some time, any time what it is. I forgot the time. Function will there. Wait, let me see here. I think it is web get time or readable time, something like that. Yeah, that is request time. Something called, you can create this. In the request, you are sending this request time object, which will have new date of dot isi some two isi strings, so that it will be readable. It will convert the date or time into a readable format. And let us console.log here in this get_all function before sending response. Or we can, okay, let us console.log as well as send this object into our response. Let me use template string time. We can use inside only, right? So dollar and request dot request time. So let us send the time here in this object, like readable, requested at for example, requested at what time, request dot request time. Simply call this. Now if you save and if we go and request now the API, now if you see it is loading here in this middle. Okay, my bad. That's what I told you, right? It's just stuck in this function because we have not used this next function. So it is not going to next middleware. It is stuck. It has been stuck here and still waiting. Let us again click send. See, now the response came success and this requested at object the time which we have sent. See, time has been logged in our console also. In this way we can use our own middlewares as, and this is about middleware and using our routes, simple functions. We can later use these functions in another file. We can export these functions from another file. We will do this later. Yeah, that's it in this video. Thank you.